Got the volume on?
I do.
Well, hello, welcome. The show will be starting in just a few moments, but in the meantime, if you're watching this in replay, you can fast forward right to the beginning of the show, so you don't have to listen to any of this if you are watching in replay. But the show will be starting in a couple of moments. If you're new to Fireside, there's a couple of things you can do. You can react. You can hit that react button, choose your emoji, and press send. Or you can hit that emoji, or you could hit that react button and choose an emoji and send a comment to us where we will read it right on air, right in the show. So we will get this started in just a few moments. Just bear with us and we'll be with you. I think we're here, Jill.
We are. Greetings, everyone.
Greetings. Welcome from Studio One, somewhere in Metro Atlanta. We have 3 studios.
I forgot to say I was in Studio 3 in my show earlier.
It's quite
I'll
all
get
right,
used to
Jill.
it, I suppose.
It's quite all right.
Well, anyway, this show is called I'm Right.
I'm Right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Welcome to Connie and Ronaldo and Giselle and Stefan. Hey. Hey. Stefan, you did a really great job with your show. You always have a wonderful show, but I really enjoyed it tonight.
Yeah. We were in Stefan's show for a little bit. I'm beginning to think he might be Bah Humbug.
Oh, he's not.
Bah Humbug.
No, he's not.
I'm not spending any more money.
Because he deserves gifts in return.
Well, that's true, but maybe
Did you not hear the story?
Maybe his friend was so financially strapped that year that they couldn't get anything. But, it didn't have to be something big. She could have got him something for $5. For real. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say. What's happening, Jill? What's going on? Long time no see.
I know.
It was a long drive from Studio 3 to Studio 1. Yeah,
If
we
you say
roll, we
so.
roll like
We
that.
roll like
We
that
roll like
in
that.
my
Yeah,
two-seater sports car that we
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about in
yeah.
Stefan's
We
show.
roll like that.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes. Packing up the equipment and rushing over to Studio One to get this done. So
That's why
yeah,
we need our own, like set that's always ready.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
we have to do is show up.
That would be nice. That would be nice when when we are rolling in the dough.
Okay.
Yeah. What are we doing tonight, Jill? Tell me. What are we doing?
Unlike last week where it was
Oh,
my
wait.
idea.
There's Dave and Sam.
Hi, Dave and
I
Sam.
saw that they just
Yay.
scheduled the show, so be sure to check them out after our show.
Yes,
Cool.
and Amber is in the show tonight too. Hi, Amber.
Amber, hello. Hello, Amber.
He's not normally like. Well, again, no, never mind. He is. He is normally like this.
Amber. Amber.
I just try to rein
Welcome.
him in.
Pull up a chair, sit down, have a seat in the Keys. The room we're in is, we call it the Keys. So have a seat, make yourself at home.
What did you drink before this show? You were like way out there today.
All is good.
Okay,
All is good.
Let's get to our let's get to our topic, which was your idea, unlike last week's show, which was my idea. This was your idea. Tony wanted to talk about people who try to control, who have the audacity to try to control you. Yes. It's part of a segment.
Oh, wait. We have segments?
Oh, my goodness. The only show that he doesn't mess up the segments is his, the one he does by himself.
Yeah. I know what our segment.
Stand by your stance.
See?
Good job.
I was just confused of which show we're in. We've got 3 different shows on Fireside.
We do.
Just mind-boggling.
So what's your stance? Since this was your idea to talk about people who try to control you, what do you have to say about it?
Myself. And this is just for me.
Okay.
Everyone knows I'm the man about love. I'm always talking about love. We need to learn to love each other. Love. However, when there are people in my life that really try to control me, I have a real problem with that.
You should.
Yes, but I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not the guy that you should say. Here's one thing. If someone says, "But you have to," I'm out. I don't have to do any. No, I don't. I don't have to. So
if you're at your job and they say, "Do such and such," and you say, "I'm not going to do that," and they say, "But you have to," you would just quit your job?
Probably.
Right then and there?
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I don't tell me I have to. No, I don't have to.
What if it's something that like the company really needs you to do?
Can't do it. If I can do it, fine. But if I say, usually when they say you have to, it's because I've already said I don't have to. But no, I'm not going to do that because I have said that times before. And if they say you have to, no, I don't have to.
Well, the times I've done that at a job, I got put on a list, and they tried to turn me into a scapegoat. But I worked for myself most of my life, so right.
It's a very rare occasion. You have that
freedom.
Yes. occasionally, like right now, I'm just working a job. I just needed a paycheck to save some money up, and then I'll probably quit. But I don't like someone to tell me, but you have to. But that's not really what I'm talking about in this episode. I'm more thinking of people that try to manipulate you into doing
in relationships.
It doesn't have to be a relationship. Yes, but yes, in relationships or just in personal life or whatever. I always see it when someone is trying to manipulate me.
And that's the funny part about manipulators. They think they're smarter than everybody else. And so they don't realize that you realize that they're trying to manipulate you.
Yeah, so I don't like it. I don't have patience for it.
So what do you do?
So whatever it is, and because I put these things in and out of my head because I don't want to hold on to that negative energy. So it's hard for me to even remember. Gonna sneeze.
I hope no one heard that.
No one heard
Good.
that. I turned
that was a big one
down. I hit the sneeze button.
Thank you.
Sneeze button. Yes.
Okay, so you try to put it out of your mind, but what would you tell people to do if they're in a relationship where someone's trying to manipulate them, trying to control them?
Well, first, identify it. You have to be able to identify that someone is trying to manipulate you.
So what are the signs?
Oh, let me see. I don't know. What would you do to try to manipulate me? Give an example, Jill.
I don't think like that.
I don't think that way either.
I don't think like that. There was a time I tricked you, but I wasn't trying to control you. I tricked you into doing what I thought you should do.
Let me see if
because
I can
it was
come
in
up
your best interest.
With an example. If someone to say to me like, do you need to go to the store? Do you need to go to the store? No, I don't need to go to the store. You sure you don't need to go to the store? I'm sure I do not need to go to the store. Well, don't you need some pens? You need pens from the store, don't you? No, I do not need pens from the store. But see, really, they're the ones that want to go to the store, or they want me to get something for them from the store. And they'll keep coming up with things that they would think that I would want from the store.
So would you, if you're in a relationship with someone who does that, which is not me, by the way, wouldn't you just want to do that for them? Go to the store? Or is it just because of the way they're asking?
Not if they're...
So if they just come out and said, hey, would you go to the store for me?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm good with that. But if they're trying to manipulate me to where I want to go to the store, and then I would, if I said, oh yeah, I do need some pens. And then the person would say like, oh, and while you're there, will you pick up such and such for me? No. But well, I usually see the questioning they're coming at me with. Instead of just asking me, hey, I don't feel like going to the store. You think you can go and pick something up?
So why do you think if someone does that, why do you think they approach it that way instead of just outright asking you?
Maybe they're afraid to ask me. Maybe because they know I'm gonna say no. So they try to find other reasons why I would be going to the store. Something for myself.
Okay.
But it's always better.
But what if it's in your best interest? Like, what if they're trying to surprise you and they need you out of the house?
Then it's better to say, will you go to the store and pick something up for me? But if you try to manipulate me into going to the store, that's not going to work.
Okay.
Not going to work. And whether it's with a job or whether it's in a relationship or romantic relationship, if someone is trying to manipulate me, probably the relationship would be over.
Well, that's how I am in friendships and in romantic relationships. Like, you've never tried to control me or manipulate me because you're smart and you would know that doesn't work on me.
It doesn't work on you. But I've never tried to manipulate you.
I did trick you one time into doing something that I thought you should do that you didn't want to do.
You tricked
but
me.
I don't think that was controlling you or manipulating.
No, it wasn't. But it was well, No,
what?
You,
It wasn't. Well, we're talking about audiences. That one time when he tried to tell me, he couldn't write, that he wasn't a writer. That's what you still argue with me about.
I wasn't a writer of prose. I was a poet.
Well, no, you said you weren't a writer, period. And I kept saying poets are writers. But then I thought to myself, but I bet you could write prose, because you kept saying that's what a writer is. So in order to get you to do that, you actually came up with it.
She really tricked me. She really tricked me. And most of our listeners know this story already.
Yeah.
They know. Oh, there's Slay. Look, there's Rocksteady.
Hi, Rocksteady.
How are you? We don't see Rocksteady too often. All right.
Welcome.
welcome. All right. So here. So, and again, I know most of the listeners know this story, but Jill was bugging me. She was really bugging me.
I don't know how to bug people.
She was bugging the daylights out of me. This is
Angel Halo.
This is how it happened. So Jill starts saying, I think you should write prose. You should write prose. You should write a book. You should write a novel. You should write a book. You should write a novel. I think you could write prose. Jill, I don't write prose. You could write prose. You can write prose. And she was like in my ear several times a day. Yeah. That's what it sounded like.
You're making it sound like I'm a pest. I was a pest or something. What is wrong with you? You're on my mic.
I'm not on your mic. Your mic is in front of you.
No, I mean, you're on my earbuds.
No.
Okay.
So she's like, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? And this is the honest to goodness truth. This is what I said to myself in my mind.
I just want to shut her up.
I just need to shut her up. I just need to shut her up.
And I can see it. I can see it the moment that he thought that. You could see it in his eyes. So I was like, I got her.
I'm like, I need to do something to shut her up, because she keeps coming at me with this. So I told her, I said, okay, fine. How about if I just write a short story, and if it's bad, you'll never ask me again.
Deal.
And Jill was like, now you really do need to try to, write a good short story. I said, yeah, I will. I won't throw the contest like Jill she threw a spelling bee one time.
It wasn't a real spelling bee. Worst spellers won. So that's not a spelling bee.
But anyway, so I sat down and I wrote this short story. It was called Pacific Coast Highway.
Oh, you remember the name. Look at that.
Yes, I do remember the name. It was
That was 18 years ago.
And it was about a ghost that would hitchhike on the Pacific Coast Highway in California. So anyway, I wrote this short story, and I finished it, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh, shoot. This ain't half bad. It wasn't award winning or anything, but it wasn't bad.
So then I was back in your ear. Bad. Hey, this, do this. Hey, this, do this. I was back in your ear, right?
But yeah, she tricked me. Because
you walked right into that.
Yeah, I did. I did.
We have more people in our audience. Hi, Truthful Sweet.
Truthful Sweet.
That was good.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got for now. I thought
we had some more.
We've already said hi to everyone.
Sweet. We got Dave and Sam. We got Rocksteady. We got Stefan. See, I wear my glasses now.
He can read.
We have Amber. We can keep going.
And you have Connie. And Giselle.
I miss. Oh no, both of them are there. Sam, I am, and Dave. Yeah, they're both on their own phones.
And Connie and Giselle.
Connie and Ronaldo and Giselle. Ronaldo is with Connie.
He's there. Hi, Ronaldo.
I'm going to assume he's there. Just like if they see you, they see me. If they see me, they see you.
Ronaldo, if you're there, I bet this reminds you of when Tony and I were dating and you used to listen to us have conversations. And he would go like this, back and forth, back and forth. But he would always say, Jill's right. Just like I am now.
So Whatever.
Dave says, Senora Sexy Fun Size.
Senora Sexy Fun Size. Yes. I like that. Hey, but while they're listening, the show you did that handoff dance thing, you
in both of your cameras. That was cool.
That was so cool. That was I loved it. Woohoo! Okay. All right, Jill. So what about you and manipulation? People manipulating you or trying to manipulate you.
Well, it seems odd to me that, well, I guess it's people who don't know me very well. They assume that because I'm 4'11", that I'm easy to get over.
Over? Well, they can step right over.
Well, not that way.
Step right over, Jill. No problem.
Well, you know me. I can stretch. I can stretch my neck. You know that.
Yeah. Okay.
So then I'm actually taller than that. But anyway, for some reason, people think that because of my height, that I'm nice and sweet. But so they try me. They will outright try me.
Yes.
And depending on who they are, although titles don't mean anything to me. So even in the workplace, I don't really care who you are. I will let you know that that's not how I'm to be treated. I believe in training people how to treat me. I know you don't like the word train, but it's true.
Yeah, you trained me. That's for sure.
So people try it all the time.
Yes.
To control me and manipulate me. But then they should be worried. People should be worried when I stop talking.
Really?
Because as long as I'm having a conversation with you, it means that I'm giving you a chance.
Yes.
If you're trying to control me. But when I stop, that's when you should worry.
That's when I should worry.
Well, I've never stopped talking to you.
Yes, you have.
No, I'm just like all this all the time.
Yeah, you stopped one time.
I did?
Yes.
Why?
And then we had a big discussion about that.
Oh, I remember. That was only once. Once in 18 years. That's pretty good. That's pretty good ratio.
Oh, I see our friend Stacy is
here.
Stacy.
Hi,
Stacy. Hi.
And Truthful Sweet says, hi, ugh, I forgot how this works. It's been a long time. I've been here. Thank you, Dave.
He thought he was in How Was Your Day show.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. That's what
he
Truthful
did not.
Sweet
He was reaching out to Truthful Sweet through this way. Dave, I give you credit for that. Don't pay attention to him.
Okay.
So anyway, people try it all the time, but no, I'm not the one. I am not the one.
Okay.
In fact, the last thing I say before I go quiet is, what you're not going to do is.
Well, it just made me think about something. There are people, and probably many people on this planet that
on the planet.
Yes, on the planet, that it seems that they're always being manipulated.
Oh, yes, I know. I have friends like that.
And eventually they figure out that they've been manipulated most of their life. And they may say, why does this keep happening to me? Why does this keep happening to me? Well, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard this before, but a person can't do anything to you unless you let them.
Well, you have to put that in context.
Well, it is in context, but here's the deal. If you have a friend,
I mean, people can assault you without your permission.
Yes, but I'm talking about someone manipulating you. So if you have a friend and it seems that you always end up paying for the meal whenever you guys go out, you have been manipulated. You know, you have to know these things.
Fool me once.
You know, if you have a friend that's always calling you to give them a ride somewhere because their car is broke down, and you're the one that's always driving this person somewhere and their car has been broken down for 3 years, you are being manipulated. So you have to identify it and stop it. You have to stop it.
And that's pretty easy to identify. You were talking about the meal, paying for the meal. Once when I worked for a network, a TV network, we used to go out after, you know, we went out a lot as a team, as, you know, as a unit. But on our own. So it wasn't like a company function. And so, you know, there would be like 12 people, 15 people there. And the bills would come because we would, you know, make sure that it was divided to start with.
And everybody would get up and go to the bathroom.
No, there was always one who was actually, you know, he was a trust fund baby. So he was actually the richest out of all of us.
Because he never paid for a meal.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And so he's the one that would he wouldn't even go to the bathroom. He would leave before we would realize he was gone. He was gone. Gone. And the next day when you would see it, so someone would have to pay for his meal, and he would order all this you know, the most expensive items, including like bottles, plural, of wine or yes.
Oh, that's
like
insane.
You know, so we would all like have to pay for his meal. So the next day, you know, you would think that, you know, people like that, you would think that they would have a heart or something and, you know, be like, oh, I'm sorry, I had to run, you know, even come up with a bad story. Not him. He's like, that was the best meal ever.
Sure was, because he didn't pay for it. All right.
So the next time he was the one that's like, let's go to such and such. And it was like a new place that had opened, hard to get into, you know, kind of thing. But he knew how to get people in. I'm not going with him.
No. Did anybody go?
Yes. And then they were people that weren't there the last time. So they were duped too.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, well, who we have? Donnie. Donnie just come in.
Hi, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie, what's up? How are ya? Yeah. Okay.
So we were talking for people who just came in. We're talking about people who go out of their way to control you or try to manipulate you.
Yeah, take advantage of you.
Yes. So I can't imagine. Like well, I guess I do know people who allow people to control and manipulate them. And you're right. Initially they don't see it, but everyone around them does. So if you see that with someone, do you tell them or do you let them figure it out?
I would tell them if I noticed it. Let me see. If I noticed it like 3 times, I would tell them.
And how would you tell them? Like, hey, you need to stop. Like, what would you say?
I would say, hey, such and such is taking advantage of you. Why do you keep doing that? And they might say, oh, it's okay.
Or what if they turn against you? Because that's what I've had people who did that. They came back later.
They can turn against me. I'm all right. I'm all right. They can turn against me, no problem. I'm on my way. You know that, no problem. Well, yeah. Hey,
I don't want the audience.
I don't want to sound like I'm insensitive, like I have no heart. That I'm. You
have a big heart.
I do. I have a very.
But you're
big
intolerant
heart.
Of certain things.
But I'm also kind of a loner. You know, like some people. I like being around people. I like all of our audience here this evening. I love being around them. You know, to me, it's like they're right here. They're right here. But I'm also the type of person I can be by myself for a month straight.
Not since you've been married to me, you can't.
No, that's because we're married. But before we got married, I could be by myself for a month straight, not hang out with anybody.
Well, I think that's also why you chose the profession that you did. Yeah, so you could be by yourself.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, but I'm still that way. I can be by myself,
So can I.
and no problem. So, so if
Wait, but
somebody
that works
says,
for
"Hey,
us.
I don't,"
That works for us because when you come home, you'll say, "Well, what do you plan to do this evening?" And say, "Well, I need to write. I need to write."
Mhm.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then I don't even
Well,
know where you go. You just
okay.
go somewhere and you do
No,
something,
no problem. No
And
problem.
then when you want to do something, then I'm perfectly
Yeah.
happy to, you know,
But then
I have something to do
we
too.
also spend a lot of time together.
We do.
And sometimes we're just in the same room, but
Doing
doing
entirely
different
different things.
things.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that's cool.
Yep.
I can handle that.
But I want to hear
Excellent.
from our audience.
I would like to hear from our audience too. I would like to hear from someone that used to get taken advantage of, but no more. We have somebody like that here. Let's see.
And how did you do it? How did you break
Let's
the
see.
chains, so to speak?
Let's
And while we're waiting, I
see.
want to say hi to Tammy. We haven't said hi to Tammy yet.
Wait. That's a new Tammy. That's not our Tammy.
It's a different Tammy.
This is a new Tammy. We have
So I wanted to
another
say hi to
Tammy.
Tammy too.
So hello, Tammy. General admission. We love seeing you here, and we love all the general admission people.
We do. We do.
They're fantastic.
So does anyone want to speak or share your experiences or give us advice? Maybe or tell us if you think we are actually insensitive.
Maybe you are, Jill, not me.
You think I am?
I am the least insensitive
between the
person
two of
there is.
us?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh no.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Not between the two of us.
Yes,
no,
between the
that
two
is
of
not
us,
true.
I am the least.
That is not true. But hi, Giselle.
Oh, we have Giselle here.
Hello, how are you?
We're great.
We're
How are you?
good.
I'm good. It's good to be here with you guys.
It's
Yes.
good. And
It-
I think we
we-
get to see you next week sometime. We'll have to plan that.
Yeah.
Are you coming into town? You are, right? You're not going to like sneak in and sneak out, right?
No, she's already told me.
See, that's why she's laughing. She's like, oh, shoot, I might do that. I might be in and out and
No.
gone.
Too late. She already told me. But how are you, Giselle?
I'm good. And yourself?
We're good.
Good.
Well, I like to if people feel like, if I feel like somebody's trying to be, tell me what to do or manipulate me, I just think about, and I tell them what my 5-year-old niece said to her little brother, "You're not the boss of me."
That's right. You're not the boss of me. That sounds like something you would say.
I
when
probably
you were
did
a
say that when I
child.
was a child. I probably did.
You're not the boss of me. No way. Oh,
I
wow.
thought about when you said about somebody I'm the type, I like to drive, so I have 2 friends, and whenever we go somewhere, I always go and pick them up. And one of the friends said, "Well, you're being manipulated because you always drive." And I was like, "No problem, because I like to drive, and I feel like I drive better than they do, and I feel safe."
It's a white knuckle trip when they're driving, right? And hitting the brakes and stuff.
So she's not. So Giselle, you're not controlling other people. You're controlling the
Controlling-
situation.
you're controlling the
your safety.
situation.
So that's good. That's good.
Yes, I do what's best for me.
Cool.
That's good.
Always.
That's the way it should be. Now, what about in a romantic relationship? How does that work for you?
Well, I've been told that I've sometimes let people have the upper hand or whatever. Like, for example, if somebody calls you and you want to talk to them, but you want to act like you don't, so you don't answer. I'm not that way. If I want to talk to you,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah, that doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah.
Well,
Who
here's
has
a-
times for game? Who
but-
has time for games like that?
Here's a question for you, Giselle.
Okay.
What if this potential suitor, this person you're involved with, on and off, y'all see each other whenever, but he calls you at 2 in the morning and says, "Hey, baby, can you come over?" What do you do then?
I might go over. Depends on how.
Good answer.
Wait. You might go over because of what? What's the
Depends
reason?
on how good it is.
Ah, there we go. So
again, she does what's best for her. See?
Yes. So you're not being manipulated if someone calls for a booty call, but that's what you wanted. Then you're not being,
That's not manipulation.
That's what I'm saying. That's not manipulation because a person calls, "Hey, baby, can you come over?" And then I'll be right over because you wanted a booty call too. Everybody wanted a booty call. So there's no manipulation in that. It's all good.
Yeah, it's a difference,
Yes,
it does.
That is a difference. That
my
is very much so a difference. Yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for giving us your 2 cents. That was worth more than 2 cents.
Yeah, I think that was 10 cents. It was a dime.
At least a quarter.
A quarter.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So someone else. Oh, but hey, look, we're even willing to hear from someone in the audience that has been the
manipulator.
Yes. I want to see
anyone going to take that title.
Have enough courage to say, yes, that is me. Yes, I have manipulated people in my life, and they feel good about it. Everybody's quiet. Quiet. No one wants to step up to that one, right? Really?
Well, maybe if you called it something different, where you just took charge.
Taking charge is different than manipulating a person.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, but we're still talking about, that's true.
Or controlling, manipulation and controlling. Okay, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have anybody in the audience like that? Have you ever manipulated a person? Ever, Jill?
Not that I'm aware of. But we should talk about how maybe sometimes what people say or do may come across that way, but that was not what you were trying to do.
Example, please.
Example. You thought I was controlling that time that you helped me with the job I had.
No, you.
But I was you thought I was being bossy, but guess what? I was the boss on that gig.
Yes, I just came to help out. I wasn't getting paid. I came to help out on the set.
You could have gotten paid. You just chose not to be paid. It does matter. It does matter. No matter how you look at it, I was the boss.
I was not. I was, like I said then, Jill, I am not one of your direct reports. I was not. I was your husband. No, it was your tone.
I just needed it done right away. And I'd like to welcome Monica to the show. Hi, Monica.
It was your tone. Hello, Monica. Well, it was your tone. It was your tone.
Well, again, I wasn't trying to be controlling or bossy or manipulating. I was the person in charge of that shoot.
Yes, you were in producer mode. You were in charge of the shoot and the shoot and all of that. So yes, but I had to make it clear line that I was not one of your direct reports. I'm your husband, and I'm just helping out.
Which I appreciated.
I appreciated it too. Next thing, we'd go home and you'd still be treating me like a direct report.
No.
So I had to nip it in the bud.
That's what I had to do. That's not true, because
Yes,
the minute that shoot was done, I was just like, let's party.
Yeah,
we're in New Orleans. Let's party.
Yeah, you were, but yeah.
But we
Anyway.
had to get it done. We had just
It got
we
done.
didn't have
It
it
got
did.
done.
It did, but because I went into boss mode.
No, that is not why. That
It is
not
why.
That
It
is not
is
why
why.
at all. Nope. That's
But
not
otherwise, no, I don't I've never set out to purposely manipulate someone or control someone. But I know that people have thought that I can come across that way in certain situations.
But that's more bossy. That's not manipulation. That's just bossy.
I don't like that word bossy. I mean, I like being a boss, but I think when it's applied, when bossy, the word bossy is applied to a woman, it makes you sound like you're a bitch.
Ooh.
And that's not true.
No,
you're doing the same thing that
So-
someone else is doing, and you're getting things done. So I don't like the word bossy.
Audience members, if you don't know, I've worked for myself most of my life. Most of the time I was a sole proprietor. Sometimes I had employees, and I was pretty bossy.
But bosses are supposed to.
I was pretty bossy.
But bosses are supposed to be leaders. I felt I was a leader,
Yeah.
not bossy.
But
There's a
I
difference.
never tried to manipulate an employee. But I
Me neither.
was pretty bossy.
Me neither.
Because
I would just spell it out like
Need
either
to be
you do
done.
it or you don't.
Yeah, need to be done. It needed to be done right.
Right.
If
Right.
you know, but
Right.
But over the years, I learned to tone that down a little bit to try to be more sensitive.
I think I've toned it down too, but only because as I get older, I just don't really care. Either you do it or you don't. I don't tolerate, like if you're just not going to do the job, then why are you here?
Well, yes, but I learned over the years that times are different. People of different ages, people that are younger,
And different generations want
Yeah.
have different needs.
Yeah, like I'm a baby boomer, right? And
You old.
yeah, I am old. But baby boomers don't need a pat on the back.
Oh.
They're like, okay, I'll do my job. That's it. You don't have to tell me great job. You don't have to tell me anything. I'll just do my job. Leave me alone. All is good.
Yep.
So that's kind of how baby boomers are.
Yeah.
But then
the millennials that work
I'm
for
not
me.
going to call out any particular generation.
I will. Look, I had a team of millennials, and they wanted you to validate, like tell them great job on things that were their job, so.
Yeah.
But then I realized, kindness doesn't cost me anything.
It doesn't. And, I learned that also. It doesn't take much to say, hey, that's a great job, even though they just did their job. But still, it goes a long way,
It does. And thank yous go a long way too.
Yeah, thank you. You did a great job. Oh, we would be lost without you. Stuff like that.
Well, I don't go that far, but okay.
Stuff like that. We'd be lost without you. Yeah. You do what you gotta do.
You do what you gotta do.
Because what you don't want, and I don't know how we got employees. Oh, I started that.
You did.
You don't want a disgruntled employee. They could do a lot of damage. So you want to try to keep them happy. Happy.
I wish happiness spread like sadness seems to, or misery.
Sadness?
Misery is a better.
Happiness spread like misery?
Misery seems to spread much faster and bigger than happiness.
Than joy?
Well,
I guess so. In people that always look for the negative, but I know our audience doesn't do that.
No.
They're always looking for the positive in the
They are.
situation.
Yes.
But that's how I kind of. All right, that's kind of how I live my life, even when I'm in a bad situation. And I've been in many bad situations, but I always try to figure out a way to take that bad situation and somehow turn it into a positive.
Flip it.
Yeah.
Flip it.
Turn it into a
Flip
positive somehow. Somehow I want to see a good point of what I'm going through. Maybe I'm learning a lesson. Maybe I can just look at the situation differently. And I know many people have gone through this if they've been in a job and it's an awful job and they hate their job and all of this. Everything is just bad there. You're miserable. But if I'm in a situation like that, I say, yeah, this job really sucks. I need to look for another job. And then that instantly makes me happy. Yes, because I'm being proactive. I'm not just staying in my miserable situation. I'm doing something to change that situation. So to be able to just, hey, I'm going to look for another job.
Yeah, that's true. And one thing that I have done is spend more time doing the things that I really enjoy. It has nothing to do with my job. So when I'm on the clock, I'm on the clock. But I do more of, I really enjoy writing. So I do more writing. And that just makes me happy because I'm like,
cool. Yeah.
That's something no one can touch.
Make it better. Yes. They did a study and I just told you about this the other day, but it's an old study, but it still applies. Is that at a company, if you have employees that are like stealing pens and paper and they're taking it home and they're using it for school supplies for the kids and all of that, but they're like stealing a lot of stationery and stuff. The word is let them. That stationery isn't going to break the company or anything else, because people feel better when they feel like they're getting something extra out of that job. They really do. So, and I was telling Jill, well, no, I'm not going to use Jill as an example. So
I'm not sure why, but okay.
Audience members, if you are in a job that really, really sucks, but you haven't found another job yet, and you need the paycheck, and you need the health insurance, all the benefits you get from this job, but it's really an awful, awful job. Go take a nap. Go take a nap. Go find yourself someplace, walk out to your car, take a nap. Do something that you like. Go somewhere else. If you like reading a book, go somewhere else. Read a book, do something. Have a drink.
On the job?
On the job. You will feel so much better. Now, not if you
I knew we were going to get
not if you
speakers
have
from this
driving job, but but certain jobs, sometimes you got to give yourself a break from that job.
Monica, what do you think of that?
Anthony, now can you Anthony.
Yes, Monica.
You know how much I love you and Jill, but are you smoking mushrooms? What is going on with you tonight?
I am not smoking mushrooms.
What is going on with you tonight?
Look here. If you have, well, let's ask you this, Monica. Now, I remember you said you used to be a police officer. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I'm sure the stuff you went through while you was a police officer, discrimination because you're a woman, all of these little things that go on. And I'm sure that ever so often you'd have to say, you know what, I got to get away from these fools, right? you just had it with them, but
What
you
you
wasn't.
mean ever so often?
I'm trying to be nice about it. I'm trying to be nice about it.
Don't be nice,
Okay.
Precious. Let me school you.
So look. So either you told them about themselves, or sometimes you might say to yourself, you know what? If I don't walk away from these fools, I'm going to kill somebody. So you would walk away and take a breather. And that's
So
what I'm talking
Anthony,
about. That's what I'm talking about. Walk away,
I
take a
told
breather.
them fools that I used to work for to take this job and shove it.
Shove it.
And
See?
I went and launched my private detective agency, and here I am 25 years later, one of the best PIs in the country on two crime shows as a crime expert.
That's right.
That is correct. But see,
Okay.
before you came into the show, I was saying that too. So the thing was, if somebody tells me I have to, let's say the few times I've had jobs and they tell me I have to, I'm out. But no, I don't have to. I don't have to, and I'm out, just like you.
But see, you know what, Anthony? I think, and all seriousness, I think I just was a rebel baby. I think I was probably doing bungee jumps off the umbilical cord in my mom's stomach. I mean, I'm a rebel, but I just believe in being true to yourself. If you are unhappy, I don't ever encourage anybody, don't stay in a career or a job where you're not fulfilled and happy and walking in your calling and your purpose. I don't care how much money you're making. If you're not happy, get out of it and figure out what's your calling and your purpose and your passion, period.
Yes, I
absolutely agree with that.
Agree with you.
Yes.
However,
oh Lord,
see,
that's listen, what I'm saying too, Monica.
Listen,
oh Lord,
No, you now listen. I'll let you speak. Now you listen. I'm gonna tell you. However,
I'm shut up.
Okay, someone like you, someone like me, I will just leave and I will start another business. No problem. You have that ability. I have that ability, but not everyone has that ability. So maybe they have to start looking for another job. So that's what they do. So, but if until they find that other job, they need to take a little breather, I think they should take their breather on the clock. Just go somewhere else and rest.
So, Sweet Pea, I'm just like, whoa, girl, get him.
Seriously, go somewhere and rest.
Okay, so seriously, Sweet Pea, we will agree to disagree because see, I just don't believe in that, Anthony. I don't. I think that you to me, you're doing yourself a disservice. I get what you're saying when you have a family and you got bills to pay and you're trying to figure everything out. I get it. But sometimes it's almost God's way of forcing us to make a decision. Sometimes I do believe that. I really do believe that God will kind of give you a little pushy.
That's what happened to me, Monica, because I stayed in a job too long and I got so sick that I wasn't able to work for 6 years.
And who was telling you to leave that job?
You.
You see? So Monica, we don't disagree. You and I agree. We agree 100% on that. And yes, I do believe the person needs to leave that job and find something else. But sometimes a person needs to take a breather. That way you don't have people going postal and all that. Sometimes you just need to take a break and calm down.
I will receive that, Anthony. I receive it.
Yeah, just calm down.
But I don't know about the nap part. Like, to me, taking a break is just like taking a walk around the building or something.
Yeah, I'm saying
like if someone finds you sleeping, then that's different.
Maybe it's lunchtime. Maybe you go out to your car, you set your timer, and you take a little nap. Whatever it is that person needs to do to calm down, to be able to deal with the situation they're in, until they can change their situation. Now, be proactive.
That's true.
Now, I'm not saying take a nap and then go stay at the job for another 20 years.
Right.
I'm not saying that. Just calm down.
That's true. That's like one time
chill.
in the job that I was just describing to you, Monica. I got into a really heated argument with my supervisor, and this one over here had been telling me to call him names that kept appearing in my head, but not out of my mouth.
I kept saying, look, I said, Jill, this is the way you need to go to him. And I won't say his name, but hey, Joe, you're a dumbass. Now, you know you're a dumbass, and I know you're a dumbass. So why don't you just stay out of my way? I'll do my job, and you just stay over there. Because, you know you're a dumbass. I know you're a dumbass. And that's that. That's what I've been telling her to say, but she wouldn't say it.
Yes, because that's just not how I speak. But one day he just kept coming at me. So I just decided to walk away from the conversation. And normally if I took a walk, it was, just like people would still know where I was. But I walked out of the building. There's a park next to the building, went all through the park, big park, and came back eventually. And people were, texting me and stuff, and I just ignored it. But when I came back, I learned that he had actually gone to HR to try to make HR tell me to come back. And she told him, leave her alone.
That's right.
Just leave her alone. She'll come back when she's ready. And I did, but I wouldn't come back until I was calm enough to handle him, because it just felt like, just like I was being stabbed in the eyes, in the back, in the front, in the back. It just felt like he was stabbing me.
So, Jill, I got a quick question. So how long were you on that job? Did you say 6 years?
I was there for 7 years, but only a year and a half in that specific job.
Okay, I was going to say, so when that happened, you stayed a year and a half longer after that?
Oh, no. It was probably, a month? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
I gave 2 weeks notice, like 2 weeks later.
Okay, cool. See, okay, I get it.
and then there were some legal stuff going on also.
Yes.
We won't
Bless
get
your
into
heart.
that.
Ooh.
It was wild, but I escaped, and I felt so. Even though I felt that if I hadn't left when I did, that they were going to find a way to push me out, and that messed with me. But the minute I was out, I felt so much better.
So you know what? I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a season or reason.
Me too.
So when you look at that situation, what did you learn from it? What do you think was the reason why you were allowing yourself to go through that situation? I'd love to hear that.
That's a great question. I guess I haven't thought about it in a while, but at the time it was because I wanted to leave on my own terms. And I did want to leave. Like, I wanted to leave for actually 21 years, the whole 21 years I was in that industry. But especially under them. But I kept thinking that I can take control of the situation and I can make it right. But the argument that I was just describing made me see, oh no, this is never going to work here.
Yeah.
And I still have my skills that I can take elsewhere. And they even tried to stop that, too. But but that was, I knew that once I got away, I would be okay. But I kept thinking that I could fix this because I was a fixer at the time. And I'm not anymore.
Okay.
Nope.
So it sounds like it was a dual reason that you realized that fixer mentality. Have you ended up on the 13th psych ward of somebody's hospital? So,
Yep.
That's what it sounds like, that was almost God or the universe's way of teaching you that, because sometimes you can't fix a situation. I was in something similar to yours, but I saw it immediately. And really what it was, and all kidding aside, and I don't care if you guys laugh because I laugh at it when it happened, I still laugh at it now. But I was a consultant for an insurance company, helping them with insurance to be able to identify insurance fraud. And the lady who was the vice president of the insurance company, this woman was just miserable. She was, okay, I'm keeping it real, y'all. I'm not trying to make fun of her, but she was short, extremely unattractive, morbidly obese, and was unhappy. And it was just like all she did was go around and try to just destroy everything that was in her path. And because I was the new kid on the block, she came for me, but she didn't understand that she was dealing with Goliath over here. I wasn't having it. So when she started that foolishness with me, trying to intimidate me, I wasn't on the job a week and she came for me. So, I didn't back down. And she was threatening and this, that, and the other. I got the hell out of there so damn fast, to the point that she was getting other people to try to find out what I was doing, because she couldn't understand why I didn't stay with this high-paying consulting job. No, I didn't stay because you're a fool, and I don't want to end up in prison because I done whooped your ass. So it's time for you to go.
That's right. That is exactly right.
So to me, you guys, and I'm going to say this and shut up, but for me, it was God's way of confirming that I've developed the skills to be able to know when to stay and when to go.
Yes.
Because sometimes people have a hard time leaving because, the bills and the kids and the mortgage. But when you live a life of trust and faith, you don't think about those things. You know that God's going to provide for you, even if you have to walk away. So I'll say that and shut up.
Yes.
Love you guys.
You're exactly right. We love you too. And you're exactly right. Because in my situation, the bills were going to be paid. Tony kept telling me to leave. Yeah. And I just thought, but everybody loves me. Why don't they? But it was, but it was fine. We're all fine.
Yeah. And people, jobs are important. Okay, everybody needs to make money and all that. But I've been on both sides. I've been the owner. I've been an employee. Both. But there's something I tell. If they're a friend of mine, actually, I'll give this information to anyone. If you're starting a new job, remember, it's just a job. And don't believe the hype, because they'll tell you, oh, this is the best job in the world. It's so great. Everybody's happy, happy, happy. And you believe that hype and you're thinking you're going into this great job. And then after you're there a couple of months, you realize
you see what's really happening.
Isn't such a great job, but you've been convinced that it is a great job. So that may slow your thought process on, I need to leave this job. Because then you start thinking, oh, well, I just got here. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll get better. Then the next thing you know, 2 years have gone by and you've been in a miserable job. What do we have, Jill? All right, that's all I got to say about that.
We have Connie on the stage.
Ooh, Connie. Hello, Hi, Connie.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine.
Sorry. Just a couple things, Tony. I don't agree with you on it's okay to take from the job. Because
that was a study. They did a study and they found that the employee is much happier when they feel like they've got some pens or stuff from the job. It makes for a happier employee. I disagree with
the study. I'll say that. I disagree with the study.
Okay.
Because
yes, I was just citing a study.
Over my many years of working, those who make the most take the most. That's what I've observed.
Well, yeah. Now that study didn't say it was okay to, steal a laptop.
But I mean, it just, I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I was looking at it a little differently because I just and when you said it's okay to go take a nap on the job on their time, I just if you're that upset, I'm with Monica. Leave.
That's right.
Leave.
No, I agree. That's a person. If a person needs to, take a nap, get away because the job is so awful, and they're afraid they may say something they shouldn't say, and all of that, you do need to take a break. Yeah, maybe not a nap, but a break. You got to take a break and get your head straight. And devise your plan, your exit plan. Because to just sit around in that anger does no one any good. No one.
And the thing is that anger a lot of times has built up in people. It's not
Exactly.
something that just happened that day. It could have been something that happened that day that was kind of like the icing on the cake or the straw that broke
Yes.
the camel's back.
Yeah. They let
But
it all build up. Yeah.
irregardless, if you're that unhappy, because that's not healthy for you to
I
stay in a
agree.
situation like that.
That's
I
right.
definitely agree.
That's right.
Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you, Connie.
Thank
Thank
you for your
you.
input. We
Mhm.
love it. So I'm going to tell a story, and we need to close out this
Yes.
show soon. But I was in the business I was in. A lot of the guys had to work outside, and I went to this place. The guy was working outside, and he was all wet, and it was cold and sleeting, and all of this, right? And so hey man, how's it going today? Man, it's awful. I don't like being out here, in cold rain and sleet and all that. He said, but I have a remedy for that. So what's that? He said, tomorrow I'm gonna call in sick and have a beer for breakfast. I never heard anyone say something like that. And I was like, being that I work for myself my whole life, I'm used to, I'm getting the job done. It doesn't matter what the weather, I'm getting the job done. But his mentality was, no, I had an awful day, so I'm going to take off and have a beer for breakfast. I can't do that. I still can't do that. Even if I was working for myself, I would never do that. But it's a different mindset. So who is happier? Him or the person that goes into work no matter what?
I like his attitude, Anthony. I do. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to encourage alcoholism, but I like his attitude because sometimes you have to give yourself a beat. You know what I mean? Just give yourself a beat.
Exactly. So when I originally told Jill that story, I said, I wish there was a part of me that was like that, but then maybe there is. I had one business that I was doing, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was overwhelmed that day. And I was just overwhelmed with all, I had a list of like 50 things I had to do that day, and I didn't want to do any of them for some reason. I was just overworked or something. So instead, I had breakfast out on the deck, and I'm thinking about all the stuff I got to do. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to stay out here, listen to music, relax, do some reading, maybe do some writing, write some poetry until I'm ready to work. I did that for 3 hours. 3 hours, just sat out there on the deck. Then I felt like I was ready to work. I did every single thing I needed to do in quick time. It all got done because I took a break. I took a minute,
Good.
Everything still got done. So that's a good thing. That's all. Sometimes, yeah, you take a break.
Sometimes you do.
I still haven't had a beer for breakfast. Don't think I'm going to, but cool.
Anthony,
Jill.
what is wrong with somebody having a beer for breakfast? Stop it.
Come on now. A beer. I'm taking off and having a beer for breakfast. That's just.
See, look at you shaking your head trying to shame us people that might have a cocktail for breakfast.
I just can't do it. That's on me. I just can't do it. I wish I was that type of person that could do it, but even if you said I'm gonna have a mimosa for breakfast, I just can't.
See, that's what I'm saying. What's wrong with a mimosa? That's a nice thing for breakfast.
That's
what you
nice
think they created them for, Anthony? They for breakfast.
That's right.
That is a nice thing. I'm just saying the person I am. I'm not able to do
and
it.
We are going to continue to love you regardless, Anthony.
But everybody's different.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So I vote also for, getting yourself away from controlling people and manipulators. Yeah. And Dave and Sam left because they have started their show has started, yeah. But they said, love you guys, and here's our exit plan, and they left. So reminder that Dave and Sam's show is underway because we're going to end our show, and their show is called How Was Your Day?
All right. So
thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Monica. We always love it when you come.
Yes, we do.
Love you guys.
All right. Love you too.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you, Connie. Love you too. And thank you, Giselle. Love you too. And we also want to thank Stefan and Donnie and Tammy and Amber.
Yay.
Did I get everybody? I think I did.
That's new Tammy.
Tammy, he's not. Well, actually, he is sometimes like this. I was going to say he's not normally like this, but actually, he is. So, thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week.
All right. And as usual, we love you all. We really do. Can't wait to see you next week.
Bye.
That's it. We're out.
We're out.
Jill's telling me to close it out.